Welcome everyone to day 2 of week 1 of season 5 of the league. I'm VR Agent. Joining me today is Esmar. Esmar, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to getting back into the league here. We're opening up with co-op all dungeons. We've got the last Locationeers on your left and OK Game on the right.
So the last Locationeers were one of the top 4 teams of the Open last year, so that's how they qualified for the Invitational. OK Game was in the Invitational last season. Had a little bit of a rough year last year, not doing as well as I think they'd hoped, especially when you see someone like 2C who's really damn good at this game. So I expect them to do a bit better this year, though all 4 of these people are friends, so it's always fun racing your friends. I think that's kind of what the league is all about. So we'll see how this one shakes out.
Yeah, for sure. We should be getting started here pretty soon.
Yep. So co-op AD, they are in a voice call together. You're not watching your opponent, but you're just communicating with your partner, not your opponent. Communicating with your partner to best route and get to go mode as quickly as possible. Maybe my favorite mode.
Yeah, it's really exciting, especially when you have to try to figure out who has more to do, how to sort of quickly route the rest of your remaining checks based on information that's constantly pouring in from your partner. It's there's a lot going on.
A lot of stuff going on. So the opening route's going to be varied. You're going to usually want to, the way my team usually splits it up is one starts at Link's house and goes to Uncle. The other one goes to the Lost Woods from Sank. Basically, you want to split up the checks as much as you can, just to get as much information as possible.
Divide and conquer, as it were. And we're
Right.
seeing that here. We're seeing Scottish Brave starting in the chapel.
Ooh, the mirror.
Yeah, mirror right away is pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely items that are of particular use in this are those items that give you flexibility in how you travel the world, like the flute and the mirror.
Right. Mirror doesn't really help you travel much, but once you get into the dark world, then it'll change things. But it's a free mirror, so everyone's going to get that nice and early. We see the first tree pull is just single rupees. 2C had money, I think. Where did he get that money? Because he just bought some bombs.
I have to assume it was Link's house.
Oh, okay. That's convenient. Looks like there was a glove on the island. So he's actually going to go check out the back of Saha. We see a cape in the mushroom spot. And nothing from Uncle. I like this quick Saha check. It gets you 3 quick items. It can be kind of isolating if you don't get a boat early to come to Eastern. We see the boots in the Lost Woods drop down, though, so everyone is going to be heading over there shortly.
Yeah, that's going to be a load off of their mind. Nobody likes playing a seed without boots.
Yeah, you're going to see Mike's about to get the information, so he's going to go in here, get the bombs. He might continue on to Saha, but I doubt it. We're probably going to see a save and quit. No, he's going to, yeah, see, he just got that information. You saw the little pause there. He's still going to continue on to Saha, but then he'll save and quit and go to the Lost Woods to get those boots.
Yeah, a lot of split-second decision-making on routing, where you have to decide, okay, is it worth it to sort of abandon where I'm at just to go get the boots? How much faster is that going to make things? You really got to sort of know how long it takes.
Right. So wired wiki into blind set. I'm not seeing really anything there. Doesn't have bombs, but doesn't really have to worry about that, as your partner can kind of clean those checks up for you. Do want to shout out our trackers today, BSJ and Slowpoke, doing the tracking for us. Really appreciate that. All right, there is the lamp in the well and a bow. Okay, so Eastern on the table. Looks like it's a pendant Eastern, though it doesn't really matter since it is all dungeons today, so you got to do everything anyways.
so far nothing super exciting showing up, though we do see that sword there in the library. And we have the sunken flippers. So no out of logic flippers checks for us here.
No real money yet, though. It looks like they found a 300 along the way. It's a lot of options. We'll probably see one of each of the team members head into Eastern to get that information. Wiki back into blind set to see if there's anything on the bombable wall.
Yeah, and we're sort of approaching the point at this race where we're getting done with the obligatory early game checks, and we're gonna have to start making some decisions here. Our inventories are slowly filling out. We've got the Moon Pearl, but we don't have any of the items required for Dark World access just yet.
Well, we do. It's just you have to do Aga to get to the Dark World.
Right.
With the lamp, yeah, the lamp, cape, and sword gets us into the Dark World. So I imagine what you'd want to do is send one player to Aga and one player to Eastern.
Yeah. Since we do have to do Aga's Tower anyway, since it is all dungeons, we don't really have to care so much about whether we do it early or not, because it's not as much wasted time as it is in the regular seed.
We do know that Esmar's audio is a little low. We're working to get that fixed. The back end stuff's just taking a little bit of time, so we're not ignoring everyone. It is being worked on. Just keep everyone informed.
In the meantime, I suppose I could shout.
That's also a possibility. All right, so you see 2C dashing with those boots, even though he's got the flippers. Oh, there's the second sword. So this really is an Aga seed. I mean, we know that there's a glove on the island. So once you do Aga, you have access to that glove. We don't know where the hammer is yet, or the other glove.
Yeah, seeing that glove in that location specifically, having already found the mirror, does sort of make you a bit more suspicious that you're not gonna get out of fighting Aga early.
Yeah. We do see Brave heading into Eastern Palace, and we'll probably see Mike do some of the water checks. Or maybe he's just doing South Shore. It's so hard to pay attention to what all four runners and two teams are doing, because you get so much information so quickly as a viewer.
Find a medallion there in the first chest in Eastern there on Scottish Brave's side.
So there's a blue goo on Zora Ledge, and even though 2C doesn't have the Zora money, it's still going to go grab that bottle. I mean, with 3 hearts, fighter sword, Aga is not the easiest. Or does he have Aga money?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, the resolution is a little lower on our end, so I didn't think that was a 7. That's got to be a 1. All right, so Wired Wiki gonna go get his Master Sword from Hobo, and we'll see how he wants to route this out. I imagine OK Game wants to send at least one person into Eastern.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine, especially with that bow. There's no real reason to put it off.
We do also have Escape. We haven't seen any of that yet.
Yeah, despite being a dungeon, we don't necessarily have to complete that one.
Nothing on Lumberjack. Now, when you get into the dark world, there's not a lot of options. With the bow, obviously, you can go do most of pod. You can't finish it without the hammer, of course.
Yeah, I mean there are two main sort of starting points you can choose in Dark World. You can either start at the bottom with Hype Cave, although if you have an Aga start, we can't quite get there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is once they have no options once they get to the dark world. There's no hook shot to get them over, and there's no hammer to get them south. So
I imagine the hammer has to sort of show itself relatively soon, or at the very least the other glove, because we do, as you mentioned, have immediate access to that glove.
Well, the glove opens up a couple things. The glove will open up the mountain. Just a couple of.
Will also be in logic here. Have we seen anybody check bonk rocks?
Yeah, 2C just checked bonk rocks. There's nothing there. And Sick Kid gives us nothing. So Structural Mike and Wired Wiki will be able to do escape here, and then we'll be able to clean up Aga. We haven't seen the small key. It could still be in Dark Cross, so they might have access to the back of escape still. And I don't think we've seen anything at all in Eastern as far as progression goes.
Yeah, other than that first medallion there, nothing really too exciting there.
All right, so it looks like OK Game is just gonna rush the Dark World and do Eastern as the same time they do Pod. Maybe they can, combo it together.
Yeah, that makes sense. You already have the mirror, and you know how limited your access to the Dark World is really going to be. Sure, you can go get get the glove, but with one glove, there's not a whole lot else you can do.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, it does give access to Hera, so maybe one person goes and does Pod in Eastern, the other goes up the mountain and does Hera.
Yeah, it is the green pendant.
The risk if you run into the hammer and the person who doesn't go up the mountain runs into the hammer, then you have to figure out, okay, well, when do you go back up and go over to the right side?
I mean, you just kind of have to play the hand that's dealt, right?
Yep. Gotta make decisions, hope they're not wrong.
Right. So it looks like so I can't remember what was in here. I think Brave is going to get her Master Sword for sure from Hobo, but I'm not sure what was in Mini Moldorm Cave.
I don't think it was anything super. Moon Pearl was in there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty important. So I imagine OK Game does Eastern Pod at the exact same time. One does Pod, one does Eastern. That way you're just getting all the information that you can. There's no reason for them to both be in Pod at the same time. Whereas with Brave and Mike will probably head to Pod and then finish up Eastern. And Brave could head up to the mountain and do Hera. But that's the joy of doing co-op is splitting up those checks. Brave actually going to give us a look at Agina. I don't believe we've seen that.
No, I don't think anybody's been over to the desert yet.
I mean, the hammer would be the biggest.
Yeah, hammer would be pretty.
It's unlikely, but it's just a shield. Okay.
So I imagine we probably see Brave just join everybody else in Aga's Tower here.
Yeah, it makes sense. She can mirror and do Hobo right before she heads into pod area, so that'll be a little bit quicker. The problem is she doesn't get Master Sword for the Aga climb.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is too, neither of them on the last Locationeers have the second sword, so neither of them know where that is.
Oh, right. Right. That's true. That's just, we know there's a sword there, but one of them will get it sooner rather than later.
And you know, that makes sense, you know, to put off that check if you know that you can sort of get it later on.
But this isn't confirmed Agassi. We've seen everything in the light world that's available. So required Aga for Dark World access. It is also required as it is all dungeons, but
not that this is going to matter too much, but they do miss out on the free heal before the Ganon fight.
Yeah.
Which you usually do, but I don't think that's going to matter too much for these runners.
You see how co-op sometimes work. Wired Wiki with 7 hearts already, and 2C just getting his 4th.
Yeah, you don't pick up anything you don't need to in a co-op seed.
Yeah.
Could mean the difference between victory and defeat.
2C gonna get his glove right away. And Mike not checking Hobo.
Did you see anybody other than 2C go up to Zora? I know 2C checked Zora, but couldn't pay the piper.
No, yeah, that's right. We did not see the Zora check. So Scotch Brave has the money. It looks like everyone's got the money now. There's a glove pickup. And 2C into pod. This is really strange, and this honestly isn't the best way. This isn't one of those seeds that you're playing co-op with, because everyone's sort of funneled into the same direction.
Right.
You know, you're really trying to get as much information as possible. And
Though in a race setting, it does sort of offer a certain peace of mind. You know, you might not be able to finish it as efficiently as you might like, but you know your opponent probably has the same problem as that. There's not as many questions and like, oh, did I make the right play? It's like, okay, well, at least I'm still making the right play because it's the only play.
So Wired Wiki gonna go to Catfish, and then we'll be able to check Zora as well. And we'll see if he goes up to the mountain after that. It looks like Mike is actually going to follow that same route. That means I think Brave heads over to pod. 2C checked Zora, but he didn't have enough money, so wasn't able to see what the item was.
It happened to me just last night. It ended up being a medallion I needed. Had to go back, but...
Nice tip there from Catfish, making sure that you do have Zora money.
It's also another aspect of co-op is if 2C went up, couldn't check Zora, but Wired Wiki has his back, so he's checking it now here.
Yeah.
Not wasting as much time overall because sort of in the area anyway.
Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Thank you, Solsky.
That's really big for OK Game.
Well, I mean, last Locationeers are going to get it too.
Yeah,
So.
they're right there. Never mind. It's not that big, but I mean, it's fun. And they haven't gone into pod yet at all?
No, so this is actually going to work out for everyone. I mean, we're about the same place as far as information goes. Both teams have routed this really well. 2C's in Eastern now.
Yeah, Tusi's gonna have to come back, unfortunately, but you know that's just how it goes.
Right. Yep.
Backtrack a little bit. And actually, sort of the difference in positioning in the last Locationeers kind of works out because now Scottish Brave knows where that hammer is.
Yep.
Can plan out everything accordingly. Doesn't have to dive into pod first.
So we get the fire rod in the back of Escape, as well as some armor, so can't skip that out either. And now with the hammer and the glove and the Moon Pearl, have access to everything.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the most convenient way to get around everywhere, but yeah, we've got options upon options now.
What do you mean by it's not the most convenient?
Well, I mean, you know, the getting over to the right side of the mountain, for instance, is a little nicer with the hook shot.
Sure.
You'd like to have mitts for access to build of outcasts, but you know, you don't complain about it.
Nothing in Hype Cave. Okay, so Mike's gonna head into pod now. 2C's got to go find some money. We know that Catfish is 300. I think there was 300 next to the uncle.
Yeah, it was 300 in the uncle. Yeah, it's that's one of those things. It's you often sort of forget where those 300s are. So if they become important as they are now, you know, I'm not sure if they remembered where those were.
No, you're remember them when you're telling your partner, you know, I picked up money here. Especially when you have those flippers. We see Ether inside Spec Rock. That's 2 of the 3 medallions. Oh, this is interesting. 2C just going into pod without the hammer. Weird. I guess he can just get all the information and then come back and finish it off.
Yeah, and then there's also the basement in the back that he can get to that has a whole bunch of rupees in it.
Yeah.
Get information. It's not the worst way to spend your time in this situation.
He'll be able to get some cash here too in the back of pod. Now, I am a little surprised that Wild Ricky is on the mountain. You have the fire rod, so you have access to Skull Woods. You can full clear Thieves Town, and you can route that all the way down to Hype Cave with the mirror. So I don't know. I'm not sure about the mountain play here.
Yeah, I mean there are quite a few checks on the mountain too, and it's you can. You don't have hookshot, so there's no hookshot cave. You don't have mitts, so you can't really get.
Right. So you're trying to pair that stuff up as much. You know, you don't want to make. You want to limit the amount of times you make the trip up the mountain. Whereas what he has for VOO, Skull Woods, south all the way to Hype Cave, there's nothing else that he needs to do that. Maybe I guess mitts for Smith Chain, but you're trying to avoid that anyways. Yeah, this is just the decision that he makes, and we'll see if it works out for him.
Yeah, we see Scottish Brave also heading up the mountain here.
Yeah, that I don't understand it. I'm honestly, I don't understand going up to the mountain without the mitts.
I think it also might be with the hammer being where it was. All of this was actually in logic as soon as we got Dark World access with the glove.
Yeah, but same with the VOO.
That's true.
And it unlocked it unlocked the fire rod, which gives you Skull Woods. I mean, I don't know. Both teams are making the choice, so maybe I'm the one that's not correct, but I don't know if I fully understand it. really seen anything in pod for 2C here. Cane of Burna allows Wired Wiki to do Spike Cave, and we get a map check. There's Pendant, Swamp, and Ice, 5/6 Pod, and TR. So finishing off Moldorm for Wired Wiki. That's going to get him the green pendant. Scottish Brave, not too far behind either. Also, not having the hook shot coming up into Hera is requiring them to do the basement.
Yeah, it's the mountain does not seem to be friendly for these runners.
All right, so with 469, nice number there for 2C. He's going to do Catfish. That'll get him to the 300, and he'll be set for money as we go through here. And then he can get his hammer, and we'll see where he wants to go from there.
Yeah, definitely lagging quite a bit behind though, which is.
I mean, he's not. I mean, he's ahead. He's got Eastern cleared, right, and he's got all of Pod cleared. So I don't know if he's behind. And remember, it's not 1v1v1. It is co-op. So
true. Yeah. I mean, if they can make this time up, I imagine we see 2C go over to Village of Outcasts area after this.
Right. Yeah, he's got all the information for Pod. I'm not sure if there's an item left on Helma or not, which again kind of plays into that idea of going into Pod. I'm not sure if it would have been better if him just to leave and go get the hammer first, but so the hook shot is on Floating Island. So the hook shot is locked by the mitts, but that's a convenient spot for it. Paradox Cave gets us 5 more checks here. There's Samaria. We're going to need that. Helmasaur down for Structural Mike. There's the Ice Rod. Going to need that.
That's now all we need for Turtle Rock is potentially we just need the mitts.
Yeah.
It's bombos.
But that's going to finish it off. Didn't do Spike Cave. Understandable. It looks like he's going to be heading over to Skullwoods, would be my guess. Mike meanwhile, going to go mode Eastern, though I think the big key was vanilla.
So this is going to be our first look at Village of Outcasts.
No, he's going to go Skullwoods. Yeah.
I mean, I sort of think of it as like the same thing.
Sure. So I think 2C and Wired Wiki are going to kind of meet in the middle here and hope to find mitts along the way. And Wired going right back to Moth makes sense, since he's going to have to walk out anyways. So, OK Game going to give us some new information that we haven't seen yet. With Stumpy, nothing.
Yeah, you definitely do have to strike a balance too between clearing dungeons and getting information for your teammate.
Right. You want to make sure that both runners are not too far behind because it is average time. So one finishes first and your partner finishes in fourth, you know, still has a chance to lose. I didn't see K45, but I imagine it was nothing. It looks like Scotch Brave is going to do Spike Cave here. Finish off Death Mountain. Just 10 arrows from the dig game. Moth not playing very nice. Moth with the map. That is our first crystal for Wired Wiki, as Structural Mike picks up crystal number 2.
And we'll see shortly if this Spike Cave play works out for Scottish Brave. Another 10 arrows. Not really worth it, but...
good news, she made it through a deadly cave. Bad news, it was just for 10 arrows. As is the magic bat. All right, small key under the bridge. Mike gonna pick up his fire rod. We might see the last locationers make a similar route as OK Game here. Still have yet to see an item in Skullwoods. Oh, scratch that. We got ourselves a...
It's going to be our
shield.
third shield.
Yeah. So really on the hunt for the mitts here. And at this point, we've got VOO, Thieves Town, and Swamp Palace with the hook. With the hook knowledge being not in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, mitts could be in there though. So
oh, 100%. Yeah, it's possible. We still have Graveyard Ledge. I don't think we've seen anyone head over there. King's Tomb is a possibility as well. Still one more item in Skullwoods. Bombable Hut and VOO is going to give us 3 bombs. Second item being a heart container for Wired Wiki. He's really being selfish with those heart container finds.
There are mitts. CJ House.
You know what? If you did VOO first, you could have got that hook shot the first time you were up there.
True. You know, just like you were saying, both teams ended up not doing that, and it turns out that would have been a very good play in this seed.
So what are we looking for? We know where the hook shot is. So let's see. We can do Eastern Pod. We've done. Hair's done. Swamp can be completed since we know where the hook shot is. Thieves Town can be done. Ice Palace can be done. Turtle Rock can be finished as long as we don't need Bombos. So we're looking for the flute and maybe Bombos now. There's the book that allows us to do desert. Yeah.
So we need the mirror, or no, not the mirror, flute. Yeah, flute.
Yeah, it's basically flute.
Yeah, that's about it, unless we need Bombos.
And it also means GT is dead as far as progression goes.
Yes. And with so many dungeons available, it's just sort of a matter of splitting up sort of who does what.
Right. So someone's going to have to go up to the mountain. The problem is now both people have to go up to the mountain to get the hook shot. And probably just Turtle Rock probably just has the flute, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Turtle Rock is it's gonna be interesting for OK Game because they have one medallion apiece and it's not the same one. So and neither of them has the 2 out of 3 shot that Scottish Brave, for instance, has that you can just get into TR right away.
Where was Quake?
Quake was first chest in the Eastern Palace.
Okay. And then Ether was up on the mountain. Okay. Which you have to kind of go, since they don't have the hook shot, you have to use the mirror anyways and go, you know, towards Hera. So we're going to see a Smith chain check from Wired Wiki as he heads south. Brave and 2C into Thieves Town. So here's the thing. OK Game knows it's Structural Mike's birthday today. Are they gonna give him a little birthday present here and do a little bit of throwing for him, or are they gonna try to spoil his birthday?
The narrative.
Yeah.
It's kind of a win-win in that situation. Either they win the race or they win in the hospitality.
Yeah, right. All right, so the red ring from the Smiths. And no flute, it looks like, in Thieves Town. Yeah, the hard part is balancing both clearing overworld and clearing dungeons, because you look, you got to get them all done. So you don't want to spend too much time in overworld, especially when you're potentially one item away from go mode.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the idea is you go and do swamp, hookless swamp for some reason.
No. That one is definitely the wrong answer. You have to get that hook shot. There's no reason to do. If you know where the hook shot is, there's no way you go.
That's about the only reason I'd think of for going all the way to purple chest here. When you, I mean, is there a knowledge difference? Did they not know they might need something? I don't think so.
No, they have the same knowledge. I think. So he's gonna do purple chest.
Maybe into desert.
Yeah, into desert. Yep. He's gonna be able to check Bombo's tablet as well.
Yeah. But nice presence of mind there to remember to mirror before saving and quitting. Since we have defeated Aga, it's easy to forget.
Yeah. If I'm on one of these teams and I have all of the knowledge, you know where the hook shot is, and you're potentially just flute from go mode, it's dungeon time. I'm not wasting any time on overworld. Bombos. Just some bombs. Wired Wiki gonna get his mirror shield here. So desert is fully completable.
Yes. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. So they send 2C grab the book so that we can check Ether tablet and then up the mountain.
Yeah, and he's gonna have both medallions.
Hasn't grabbed Ether yet, which is up
there. Yep. So he'll be able to check. He has the best chance of opening up and finishing Turtle Rock since he'll be here.
Yeah, since you need to go back up there just to grab the hook shot, may as well give yourself the best shot of being able to clear a dungeon too.
Mm-hmm. All right, into desert. What do we got first? The compass. We're boots locked. Thankfully, we have the boots. Looks like Scottish Brave is actually going to head right back up the mountain And she's in a position to also finish off Turtle Rock potentially. Ether tablet, just a heart piece. So book might not have been necessary. If the flute's here, then obviously it is. Otherwise, we are good to go. Again, I want to shout out our trackers today, BSJ and Slowpoke, for doing the tracking. Really appreciate them. Make sure you show your love in the chat for our trackers. Doing the real hard work here. We just get to say a bunch of stuff and nonsense on the mics and try to be cool. But they get to do all the hard work and all the hard lifting. So big shout outs to them. Quake is needed for Turtle Rock, which you said was in Eastern, right?
Yeah, Quake was first chest Eastern.
Okay. What do you think? Flute's going to be up here?
I mean, I feel like Flute's always in Turtle Rock when it can be in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I agree with that. There is a tempered sword in the first chest of Hookshot Cave. Surprised he even checked that, since he's got to go get the hookshot and come right back anyways. All right, hookshot in hand now for 2C. That opens up all of Swamp. We can do all of Turtle Rock. We can do all of Ice Palace. So there's a lot of options, and they're kind of like what the last Locationeers did. They skipped out on the Smith Chain. Silvers, I guess we've had that information for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Smith Chain, I guess it makes sense from the standpoint of like, okay, well, you check stuff on the way to go clear desert, but I mean, it feels like kind of a long shot when you've got like a billion logical dungeons to clear, all of which could have
right
food in them.
Yeah. I think I actually give the edge to the last Locationeers so far with the routing. It's a slight edge, but it's still a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, it's sort of the same thing as, you know, having Aga Dark World access. You know, everybody needs to go up and get that hookshot to do most of the things.
Yep. All right, so Scotch Brave, our first runner into Turtle Rock. She also has Butter Sword. Where was that?
I have to imagine it was. I don't know. I've sort of lost track. I've been watching 2C for the most part. I'll admit. It was right there. That's where it was. It was in
Super Bunny. Okay.
I mean, which is nice. That's an easy one to pick up too.
Yeah, you can get along the way. I mean, either once you have tempered, though, I don't know if you're going to go out of the way for it.
Either one of those swords would be pretty easy to grab, because you certainly want to upgrade from Master Sword if you can.
Sure. Wired Wiki into Ice Palace, so he's going to give us our first look at that. We're really just looking for the flute. Looks like the last Locationeers are going to do the Smith Chain here, just to have Mike do it, since he is ahead on the dungeon clears. Turtle Rock is so slow. Wired Wiki with the icebreaker. Breaks that ice, gets a map.
Yeah, a lot of this is gonna come down to where that flute is. I'm not sure it's gonna matter too much for swinging the race, especially if it's in one of these dungeons.
No, both teams are routing it so similarly. So routing
I'm
it,
not sure it would even give OK Game a huge advantage if Wired Wiki finds it here in
right.
in Ice Palace.
So I think Mike's going to make a similar route. He's going to go to Desert after this, and then they'll just have Ice Palace. So, or Swamp, but Brave will be doing that since she's the hook shot. Into Mimic Cave for Brave. Just $20. It's just going to be here, right? Or is it going to be like first chest to Swamp or something silly?
I mean, I always expect to see flute on Trinex.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that's its vanilla prize.
Crystal Roller Room has the flute.
There it is.
It's possibly go mode. So once Brave is done here, yeah, if I'm Mike, I don't even know if I'm doing, I guess you do Desert. I don't know. You just got the information for the flute. I'd be up on the mountain. Yeah, I'd be up on the mountain getting that hook shot, getting everything that I need. I mean, he doesn't have Samaria yet. I would get all my stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have considered that great timing to find that out, you know?
Totally.
Just checked Bombos, find out that flute's up on Turtle Rock, and then you bite the bullet, go get it, and then you can combo these two. Both of you can combo them, which is always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Wiki just about done with Ice Palace here.
Let's see if Last Locationeers play it as go mode, because you just got the big key. And he's just going. So yeah, I don't know if I understand really coming to Desert at this point. I mean, yeah, it's not really going to hurt him that much, but it feels like it's kind of a waste of time.
I didn't notice what medallion you needed to open Turtle Rock. Was it Quake?
It's Quake. Yeah, it's Quake.
Quake. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
so
that might
Wiki
have something to do for it, because if Wiki was gonna, or if Mike was gonna go up the mountain after finding that out, he'd have to go to Eastern first.
Well, he's done Eastern, so he does have Quake.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, we just haven't.
Oh, yeah,
we missed the tracker. Yeah.
It's just not on the tracker. Got it.
Yeah. Wired Wiki, on the other hand, needs to go to Eastern, and that looks like what he's doing right now. All right, so Turtle Rock finished with Brave, and she will be giving us the information shortly, followed by 2C, on whether or not Bombos is required today. And if I was to guess, I would say it is not going to be required.
I would say that's a safe bet. Better than.
All right, Desert complete for Mike. So both teams are going to be able to go mode Swamp if Bombos isn't required. And the last location here is going to make up a little bit of time, be able to go mode Ice Palace as well. We are seeing a green pendant turn in for just 20 bucks. And Scotch Brave activates her flute.
We're going to be off to Meyer in just a second.
Oh, did Mike actually, does he not have Quake? Did he skip Quake? Because he's going back to Eastern. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it seems like a weird choice to skip. Might have been some miscommunication on that, because I mean, I can't imagine you'd say, it's just Quake, you don't need to grab it.
Right. And it is Bombo, so we're not in go mode. All right, well, here we go. So, we are not in go mode.
Got a little bit of hunting to do. That said, we have seen a lot of this seed so far. Both teams have done Smith chains, so 2 fed quests in my shed.
I mean, it's probably just going to be checkerboard, because that's the way this game works.
I mean, there's a lot of places it could be now. I would still focus on clearing dungeons. Yeah, like we got to go to Swamp at some point.
Yeah, Swamp is very likely. Though last Locationeers might be thinking Ice Palace, right? Because the rule of fire.
Swamp too is if you can go mode Swamp, that's really nice. If you're still looking for one item, then you have to decide whether or not to skip left side, which is you'd rather not put yourself in that position. So I can see why both of these teams are putting
So Scotch Brave going back into Desert, since we are still looking for Bombos now. And honestly, there's not a ton left. We have Swamp Palace, Checkerboard, we saw the green pendant turn in.
Pretty much it, yeah. Swamp Palace and Checkerboard.
Ped if you're nasty. So I think Scotch Brave will finish up Desert here, check Checkerboard, and then do Ice Palace, would be my guess.
Yeah. Ice Palace is a lot more attractive than Swamp right now, just because you can full clear it without too much effort as opposed to Swamp. You're seeing a lot of time.
Did someone already check Pedestal? Because 2C just walked away from it.
I don't think anybody had the
So, oh no. 2C didn't check it because, you know, he thought it was possibly in go mode, but that is one of the available checks. The flute the flute makes the mushroom super quick. So I wouldn't mind turning that in before maybe dipping a couple of the dungeons, especially Swamp.
Yeah. Again, like that's a short enough time that the potential of saving yourself a left side is definitely worth it when you can just sort of pop over there for 15 or 20 seconds.
All right, so it's not checkerboard. You are going to get the mushroom turn in.
Yeah, 2C opting not to do desert there. Probably because, OK Game. Sorry.
Yeah.
He already did it. So.
Yep. So yeah, there's no reason. He's just on the lookout for Bombos, and it's down to Swamp Palace or Shovel. So I think you check the Shovel and then head into Swamp.
there through the statue.
I kind of would have liked to see the shovel check, because it kind of helps to determine whether or not you do left side swamp.
Yeah. Though I can see not doing it, because that one does take a little bit longer. It's kind of like a little bit of the sunk cost fallacy. Like, how much time do you spend trying to avoid left side swamp before you take the risk?
Sure. So, last Locationeers actually not going to be getting any information. Just kind of going through clearing dungeons. Like, I'm not sure why Brave is in pod. They're not going to find. I mean, she gets
5-6 is.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's a smart.
Nobody has both
reason.
yet. Brave's gonna be the first one.
Okay, that's a smart reason.
Oh, yeah. And the wiki, I think, is gonna be close behind doing Eastern and pod right now. It looks like maybe. Or no, Eastern. No, wiki's already in pod. Hasn't done pod. Never mind.
So it's got to be either, unless we're missing something, and chat can correct us. It's either going to be here in Swamp, it's either going to be on the shovel, or it's either going to be in Pyramid Ferry.
Yeah, I think that's all we have. I mean, after Swamp, I suppose Pedestal is on the table, but...
Sure, forgot about Pedestal. Yeah, one more to the list.
This is one of those situations where, like, there's not even a question. Pedestal is last location at that point.
Yeah.
There's no way to even do it early. Like, it's just the last thing to do.
I missed the first item in Swamp, but I don't think you do left side. As I say that, Juicy goes left side.
I feel like, again, like, I feel like you do, you know?
You're one item from go mode, though.
If you skip left side, then that actually, like, puts you in a situation where you have to decide whether or not Ped is worth it, you know? I don't find Ped seeds that exciting as a spectator when it's like an inevitability at the end, you know? But
well, I mean, it's all dungeons.
The choice to go for it early. That's when it gets spicy.
All dungeons doesn't really matter. I mean, I guess the whole thing about Ped is you have to do pendant dungeons, right? But this is all dungeons, so you have to do those pendant dungeons anyways. If I'm one item from go mode, I'm never doing left side swamp.
Yeah, I would do left side if I hadn't. Well,
they're literally
left side if I'd seen both map and compass at this point, maybe.
If you see map and compass, I think about doing left side swamp and I do the back first.
Yeah, well, yeah, do the back first makes a lot more sense.
There's $5. And is this Bombos? It is not.
See, perfect, complete confirmation of why you should never, ever do left side swamp, because it didn't have it this time.
No, it's that you can always go with confirmation bias, but I'm not saying it's confirmation bias. I'm just saying I'm not saying left side swamp. You never do it. You're one item from go mode, so you're choosing 2 over 4, right?
Yeah, like, no, I feel you. Like I think going back first would have been a slightly better play. It's like one of those things, you know. It's kind of a little tiny reach, you know. You might save a little bit of time. You might have gotten the big key over there. Would have been able to grab that.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I teed with Gamachu. He just knows where it is and goes to that spot. So
yeah, it looks like 2C is really just favoring being thorough here, going back up to check the big chest.
it's not going to be here. I don't think it's going to be in Swamp.
I mean, statistically, it has to be. There's more checks in Swamp.
I mean, we have what? How many left? How many do we have left? 2?
Yeah, have we seen the compass? I know we saw the map.
Yeah, maybe I don't know if we've seen the compass or
It's
not.
either one or 2. I'm actually I'm actually feeling a pyramid very honestly.
Yeah, I like that too.
Just because of how those 5-6 crystals were sort of set up. I mean, it's not like a sure thing, but the fact that we had access to those in the way that we did makes me leaning towards it.
The hard part is it literally only unlocks Meyer, right? Like it's the last piece, so it could almost be anywhere, and it's so hard to say. But I agree with you. I do like Pyramid Fair here.
Yeah, do I like it enough to, you know, put all my chips in there? I'm not sure. That's always the question.
I mean, we're running out of locations, so it's sooner rather than later.
Right, but I'm just saying from a runner's perspective, like, do you just go like, you know, no, it's gonna be there and just kind of ignore everything else?
The problem is they haven't
fun
ignored everything. It's
we can theory craft from
right, yeah. They've been very, very, very thorough. So gosh. So here's the thing. It looks like just pendant and crystal wise, the last locationers are in a really good position because they have a lot done. But OK Game is almost finished with the entirety of the game.
Yeah, if it's not on Pyramid Fury, OK Game has a big edge here because they're gonna find it in a few seconds here. Maybe a few seconds. They might go to. They're probably gonna go to. I don't know. 2C doesn't have Desert done or Hera done yet, so it doesn't have all the pendants.
Not Shuffle. All right. Ped or Pyramid?
Yeah, my guess here is 2C is going to. Where is 2C going here? Ice Palace. Interesting. The OK Game is probably going for the pyramid play here.
Oh man, yeah. The Ped is terrible because, you know, half of your team does Hera, and then the other half is waiting to put it off until the end, right? And so now you got to make another mountain trip to go clear Hera if it is on Ped. You know, Brave has a Ped count, Ped seed count on her layout, so I think she's up to like 16 or something. Time to reset it, I think.
Yeah, it is a little bit strange, right, that we have 2 runners that have done TR but haven't done Hera. And I think that's exactly like the only reason you need to do Hera at the point that they did. Both of their teammates did at first.
Right.
You know what it has. You know it.
Yep.
It doesn't lock anything except Ped. So as long as it's not a Ped seed, you do that right before GT, and you're absolutely golden. That's like maximally efficient.
Totally. So what are the 5-6? It's
TR and Pod.
Okay.
Our crystals are Ice Palace, Tower of Hera, and Swamp.
So Brave is probably going to go do Pyramid right now, right? Or is she going to do Swamp first?
I would imagine you do Pyramid. You want to find out if it's Pyramid because then you can avoid the full clear Swamp. It could be either going to. Oh no, we're going to check Shuffle first, and then we're going to find out.
I'm not sure who's in the lead here.
Now we're at a point where it does depend on where Flute ends up being.
Bombos.
Or yeah, Bombos, yeah, not Flute. It was Flute last time.
Right, yeah.
Okay, let's see if
I think she's going. This could either be Swamp or.
It could be either.
Where's she go? right? Okay, this is Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, and that's what I would expect in this, because you know you have both of them done, and she's the first one to have both of them done.
Mm-hmm.
So if Bombos is on Pyramid Fairy, then that's big for Last Locationeers.
2C's playing for Ped. He's going right up to Hera. I'm betting he's wish he checked it now when he was right there at school.
That makes sense too. Having finished Swamp, you know, that's the bucket that you put your chips into here.
We're gonna find out shortly. Tusi did pod, but he didn't have the hammer yet, so he's got to go back and kill Helmasaur. Is it Pyramid Fairy? Check 1, $20. Check 2, Bombos.
Yeah,
so close, chat. So close.
Yeah, but that puts the ball firmly in Last Locationeer's court. As you can see, they both have 3 dungeons left to complete.
Yep, and they get a go mode swamp, most importantly.
Yeah, neither of them have even touched swamp, which saves a substantial amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas, you know, 2C and Ricky have, they're looking at, oh, they're both going up the mountain a bunch of times to collect everything.
There's just little things. Like, I understand that 2C was right near pod before when they found out the hammer, but I just don't understand going in when you know where the hammer is.
Yeah, knowing where the hammer is definitely makes that a little more questionable. But then again, you know, it really depends. Like, stuff you find out later can really recontextualize decisions that you make at a certain point in time.
I mean, I know it sucks to have to go get the hammer, but you get the hammer and come back because you got to do it anyways. I don't know. It just, things like that kind of take time. Might go in the long way, even though he did Aga. Maybe forgetting that maybe he's had a little too much birthday cake today. I'm not sure.
2C disappointing us all by not blind checking Ped. Reads it like a coward.
So OK Game now knows where Bombos is, as they have nothing left. They full cleared swamp, they full cleared ice, they full cleared the overworld. 2C now just immediately going to pod to finish this off, and then
it really
Meyer
is
Desert.
coming back to bite him there, because as you said, you know, going into pod and not finishing it, that's sort of the reason they favored Ped so heavily.
Mm-hmm. So 2C just needs to go to the back. Last Locationeers in go mode. And just doing dungeon clears. With Mike being a little ahead, I think that's why he's in a mire first. And we'll get the big key information.
Yeah, and I mean, this makes sense. You send one person to the new dungeon to find the big key. And then, because, you know, you have to do swamp anyway, it's go mode. It's pretty much a formality, so just do swamp, give your teammate time to get you information so that you can do it faster.
There's a possibility that Mike could do swamp last, because this is going to be his 7th crystal. You can go up to the mountain, do Hera, and head right into GT. And then after swamp, just save and quit and be right on top of the pyramid. Is a nice mire just on the bridge there.
And 2C picking up that last 5-6 crystal.
Yep, so he'll be able to go do Pyramid Fairy from here. And we'll put his team in go mode. As Wired Wiki is finishing up Swamp, and then from Swamp can just head straight up and do Pyramid Fairy as well. He actually still needs to do Thieves Town. Okay.
Yeah, this is it's a nice kind of end for both of these teams. Like it's not a huge difference, right? They both have a couple things to clean up. Mostly just going for the ped routing. Lost OK Game a little bit of time here. But you know, we're really just both in cleanup mode at this point.
Right. I mean, yeah, and 2C took the time to full clear Swamp as well. That's going to cost them a bit of time as well. It's just they literally last location the Babos. So let's see if Mike wants to do Swamp first, or if he's going to head right up to the mountain. To see about to get Mambos. Okay, so Mike is going to just finish off all of the dungeons first before heading up to GT.
Yeah, may as well.
So I think, yeah, it's close. Him and Brave will be heading into GT around the same time. All right, so Wired Wiki remembering that they killed Aga, so can just immediately go this way. Save a little time over what Mike did. Who's going to be the first one into the GT, you think? Is it going to be Brave or is it going to be Mike?
I mean, let's see.
So he's got to go through the back of Swamp, and then he's got to mirror and do Hera.
I don't know. I mean,
She needs to go to the back of Skull Woods.
Mike has the capability to be in there first if he goes in there first and then leaves and goes in.
Right, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Some outside knowledge to scam us all. But yeah, I think Brave probably has the edge here. I mean, Hera doesn't take that long, but Mike's got to climb up there. Skull Woods is going to be pretty quick for Brave here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2C isn't too far behind though. Has this really quick mire here with that big key there. And then the only dungeon left is Desert.
Yeah, Desert has a cutscene in it. It's a little slower. Wired Wiki actually has to do Thieves Town, so even though he gets to go mode it is not a fast dungeon to go mode.
It's not a slow dungeon in general, but it definitely, there's only so much you can do to speed it up. Whether or not you have boots saves a lot more time than whether or not you can go mode it.
All right, so normally we like to play the GT big key guessing game, and normally you'd ask chat to put numbers in. I ain't about that. I ain't about numbers. We started a new thing on the last restream where you call out specifically where the key is going to be. You can say Hope Room left. You can say Compass Room bottom right. You can say Bob's chest. So because it takes a little bit longer, I'm going to start it a little bit sooner. So where, chat, do you think the GT big key is going to be? And I'll ask you, Esmar, where specifically do you think the GT big key is going to be?
I'm going to guess Stolfos Room top left.
Okay. Okay. I like that choice. I think I'm going to go rando room top right. I love seeing all the guesses in chat. If you got a number, throw it out. I want to see specifics. And you know what? I'm going to put a gift sub to this channel on the line. If you call it out, the first person to call out the specific spot, I will throw a gift sub your way.
Put your money where your mouth is.
That's right. So get those numbers out of here. So it looks like Brave is actually gonna be the first into GT, and we'll stop the guesses as soon as whoever the first person into GT is, and we'll go by their count. So Chet, you're also going to need to help me out and figure out who gets it right. So Mike, gonna open up GT, but is gonna mirror and finish off here first. And Brave not too far behind. 2C actually really close, finishing up Desert now. Wired Wiki gonna kill Blind and then head to Meyer and finish that off.
And Scottish Brave's second to open up GT, gonna head straight in.
It looks like we're going to be going by what chest Scottish Raves opens. Let's see where she wants to go. She's going to start with Hope Room. Hope Room left, $20. Hope Room right, $20. The torch gives us a small key. All right, we're coming up on your guess. You said Stalfos Room, right?
Yep, Stolfos Room top left.
Stalfos Room bottom left, $5. Is it top left? It is not. $20.
Not rigged.
Wow, only one. Was it 2 small keys? One in the torch.
2 small keys, yeah, torch and bottom.
Wow. Okay.
I did see somebody say Firebar Room, so that's coming up here.
Looks like Mike's gonna DM here. He's gonna go Stalfos and then go over to Compass Room. But again, we're going by Brave. Well, it doesn't really matter, right? I guess it doesn't really matter.
Worth remarking, though.
Yeah.
Worth remarking that the they have to decide how they're each going to go through because they are going to be in there at the same time.
Right.
So they want to find it as soon as possible.
Brave got a little excited, put the bomb down, and then walked through the door before the explosion. Now he's using Samaria.
Yeah, Mike using that key knowledge to go straight right side. Get those figured out.
All right, Snake Room. Not there. Coming up on Compass. I think I said Rando Room, top right, I think.
Right, yep.
Yeah. Compass, top right. Nope. Compass bottom right? Nope. Compass bottom left? Nope. Compass top left? Nope.
No, there was a compass in the bottom left.
Rando room? Not on the left side. Oh my gosh, I got it right. I got it right.
Up to yourself.
Holy crap. All right, did anyone else guess that?
Anybody else guess that?
Oh my, unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, chat, let me know. Who was the first one to guess compass room top right?
Rando room top right.
Right. I'm just blown away.
It looks like Gamachu said it. I don't see anybody.
I don't trust Gamachu. I don't trust Gamachu at all.
Gamachu might have just copied you.
Right. Had some random help. We had some random top lefts. Oh my gosh, it actually was Gamachu.
Yeah, no, like, I mean,
I just don't trust him, so.
You don't trust Gamachu. Apparently, you don't trust me either.
All right, congratulations to Gamachu, the guy that wins everything. Enjoy your gift sub. Meanwhile, we do have a race going on with Last Locationeers in full go mode now. Just need to climb GT. Don't even need to do AGA 1 because we've already done that.
Yeah, it's looking. They're poised for a 1-2 here.
Yeah. Wired Wiki up to GT now. As 2C's about to get that information, so not too far behind Last Locationeers, but unfortunately, Wired Wiki and 2C are both behind Brave and Mike here. So
yeah, you know, a remarkably full inventory. I feel. I mean, it is all dungeons, but you know.
dude, we saw everything. We saw everything.
Yeah.
Even in all dungeons, that's not necessarily the case. I guess the only thing we didn't see was the 2 items in Meyer and then some of GT. Lane mode 2 down for Mike as Mold Arm 2 bully Scottish Brave there just a little bit.
Still a comfortable enough lead.
Yeah.
And it's and not even having the knowledge of that key is gonna help Wiki too much here because it's not as deep as it could be, but you know
it's deep enough. Yeah. Yeah.
In a co-op, you always want it to be one of those early chests.
Yeah.
Which is why usually if you have one person far ahead, they front load it a little bit, do one of those routes. That
right.
Checks all of the front.
Nice triple there from Brave. Start things off. A double triple. Well done.
Hey, don't see those every day.
No, especially that angle. Really well done. See if the other runners can match it.
Yeah, they will all get the same pattern.
And dropping into Ganon, again, already completed Aga 1. Ready to wrap this up with Gold Sword and Silver Arrows. Just need to slash Ganon 6 times in the first phase, 6 times in the second phase, and then 4 times as he stops warping each time in phase 3. In phase 4, just got to plunk 4 of those silver arrows into his back. And you get to call it a day and save Hyrule.
Yeah, we say we're saving Hyrule. It never seemed like Hyrule seemed like it was in that much.
True. I mean, part of it's in the Dark World, kind of. I don't really know how it works logically, but
yeah, I mean, like I think the only citizen that seems to be affected is Sick Kid with the air from the mountains, and he could just be lazy.
Yeah, it's true. All right, on to phase 4. There's 1, there's 2, there's the torches, 1 more arrow here, and then just 1 more slash. 1 more. Oh, took a bat to the face. There it is. Get your GGs in chat for Scottish Brave as she gets ready to wrap this seed up and finish in first place for the last Locationeers. Mike not too far behind with 2C just finishing off Aga 2, and there it is. GGs to Scottish Brave with a time of 1:24.56. Really fun race.
Yeah, I mean it's still pretty close too. Like it's not certainly not a blowout, which we always like to see.
Sure, yeah,
Came
sure.
Down to like one of the last items we found.
Mm-hmm.
It's really exciting.
Yep. And Mike on to phase 4 now as 2C drops in. Set up a double. See if he can set up another double here. Nope, missed the slash. So going to be a... Oh, is he going to need a double? No. There's 2 singles, and get your GGs in chat for Structural Mike, as well as a little happy birthday. And he finishes with a time of 1:26 even, which gives the last Locationeers the victory and 3 points to start out week number 1. We'll see if we can get them in here, chat about the seed. Gets double there from 2C and sets up another double here. And just like that, 2C is finishing up the seed. So get your GGs in chat for 2C. And he's going to finish with a time of 1:26.43. So GGs to him. Wired Wiki not too far behind. Just has to kill Aga 2, or excuse me, Moldworm 2 and Aga 2, and they'll kill the pig. Really fun race, Esmar. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was exciting. It was pretty neck and neck. There were a couple points where it was a bit bottlenecked, but you know the divergence came from a couple of points in the middle, right, where it made more sense for OK Game to put their eggs in the ped basket. I hesitate to say it's all because of that, you know, the pod dip from 2C, but you know, that was just one of the factors, and that's what we always like to see, right? Is we like to see a race where the victory comes from the sum of the parts, right?
Right.
Nice double triple there from Wired Wiki. Final boss fight remains until Ganon is truly defeated. Hyrule is not saved until all 4 runners have
Right.
defeated the final boss.
Yep. Got a little too close to the fire, but does have that fairy, so not a problem. On to phase number 3.
I feel like everybody's seen at least one of those seeds where Ganondorf just won't stop teleporting. He just keeps going, and that's the reason that we fixed the RNG. For these.
Right. Oh,
that's too bad. But yeah, if it could very well make the difference between. If he keeps going, then he could cost you literally minutes if you're really unlucky. So just imagining what the state of this game would be like if that wasn't fixed. Everybody's wondering, waiting with bated breath to see just how many times Ganon will teleport for each player. The true arbiter of victory. Doesn't matter how well you played, Ganon will decide who wins.
All right, looks like we are going to get some interviews here. As Wired Wiki finishes up Ganon here on to phase 3. Set up for a double. And get your GGs in chat for Wired Wiki and OK Game as they finish up the seed with a time of 1:31:23. So GGs to them. And we are now joined by today's winners. Structural Mike, Scottish Brave, aka the last Locationeers. GGs.
GGs, thank you very much.
GG's Fears. Thank you. That was a blast.
Scary.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to watch. Just kind of tell me your thoughts on the seed as things kind of progressed, and with a kind of stacked early game that kind of all funneled you right into AGA.
Well, I think about half the seed went towards calming Scottish from the OBS issues that we had just prior to the race.
Yep, that was about the first half hour.
I thought it was pretty cool to see a glove on the island and go, oh, we have to do AGA anyway, you just do this thing. And then we could route Sora efficiently. I thought that was fun. But that's just me.
Sure. We're also joined by 2C, GG's 2C. I think Wired Wiki will be joining us shortly.
Yeah, GG guys.
GG's too.
GG's.
Rough seed. That's.
I mean, OK Game did everything. The last location for Bombos was Pyramid Fairy. The last location is you're able to go mode Swamp Palace there, but we also joined by Wired Wiki. GG's.
Thank you. GG's to GG's to you as well, and happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
So I do have a question for both teams because both of the teams did it, and I didn't fully understand it. So maybe you can kind of explain it here. You get the hammer from Zora, right? So and then you get the fire rod and the hammer around the same time, and both teams went directly up to the mountain. So how come no one did VOO or Skull Woods?
Yeah, that was a mistake for sure.
I don't know. Vu is bad. but
But why is it bad compared to the mountain?
Yeah, I think Mountain was not as clean, to be fair, for sure. It was.
I thought maybe I was crazy because both teams did it. I just didn't fully understand it.
I think we
Yeah.
had like a plan to go Mountain before the Fire Rod, and then we didn't change the plan, I guess. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
basically the same. Yeah. That's
yeah,
Mike was going to go, and when we got the hammer, Mike was going to go pod, and I was going to go up the mountain, and then I got the fire rod, and I was like, do I go like Vu now? Mike was like, no, just keep going up the mountain. And
Yeah. I think that's right.
yeah, it kind of worked out, but kind of didn't. If we'd had the mitts, then we could have obviously like full cleared it all and got the hook shot then, and that would have been nice. But the hook shot knowledge was like quite good. But yeah, basically the same. Yeah, we had a plan to go to the mountain, and we just didn't change it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It's so hard to change plans once you're in. Like you're in it, you're stressed. Suddenly an item pops up, and you're like, "What the fuck do I do with this?" I'm sorry for swearing.
Okay.
And
This isn't. I am on this. I am doing comms. It's not my channel, though. So you gotta do a little different.
But what I mean, it was like Tusi said. You get the item. It takes a lot of brain power to change the plans like that on the fly.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
It would-
it was just it felt kind of good with what we got up there, and then when we got mitts, it was a bit like it could have been cleaner. It could have been a bit cleaner, but we kept like Mike off the mountain until he could go up and do all that stuff. So one of us took the hit, and one of us didn't.
Yeah. And then 2C, obviously this kind of burned you a little bit in the end, but you got the hammer information, yet still continued into pod. What was kind of the thinking there?
Yeah, it's one of those things that I was, I didn't really have the money for Zora. We want to combine, Catfish and Zora together. And at that point, we didn't really have the information about the hammer, so I was already on my way to pod. And then I feel like going into pod there was probably, once I'm in there, I might as well get information. And if I get like mitts or something, it's a little bit easier access to Vu or something like that.
Sure.
Since I'm there, I might as well continue, even though I know where the hammer is. I don't know. To be honest, it was a little bit weird.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think the hard part with this,
Plays are what you need, though.
sure, the seed kind of funneled everyone into Aga, and then to get the hammer right, like money wasn't easy early. That catfish 300 really helped everyone get into the Zora money territory, but when you're kind of funneled together in a co-op, it kind of makes things awkward into like, what do we do next?
Yeah.
We always say when at routes you don't stumble upon over each other's toes, and I think that's part of the fun with co-ops. Like, how do you divide it up efficiently without sending someone on a goose hunt, like a goose egg hunt for nothing?
Sure.
So sometimes I used to follow Scottish into a dungeon. That we need to do the dungeons anyway. For example, Ice Palace at the end there I didn't want to do swamp and to get stuck with left side swamp.
That was
And I just have to mention this. Like we did a practice here with 2C yesterday, which had go mode item right side pyramid fairy chest.
Wow.
They were gonna get to the. Yeah, it was like our Aga kind of worked out because I was a bit behind Mike, so I think by the time he got hammer, I was like just finishing Aga or something. So we weren't really kind of stumbling over each other too much. I was kind of following him from a distance. But when we got to the end, Mike's like, I don't want to do swamp. I'm going to follow you into ice. I was like, I really, really hope this is going to be pyramid fairy then.
Yeah. I mean, we as we were watching, it came down to either pyramid fairy or ped, and it was killing us because 2C, assuming that you were in go mode with the two medallions, did Skullwoods, mirrored, and then didn't check the pedestal. Understandable with the position you're at. It just delayed things for us.
It's never ped.
I'm so proud of you too. I'm so proud of you for not looking at it.
Unfortunately, that didn't work out though, because I did waste a bit of time going into the mountain again for Hera and then checking ped.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was rough. From all the medallions, of course, it had to be bombos. That
Yeah.
that really killed
I
us.
cannot repeat what I said when I saw
Right.
that bombos, but I was like, yep, it's going to be ether, and I was like, no!
And then Mike, you actually had to go back to Eastern to get the Quake. What was that? Just kind of a miscommunication about
That was
the
me.
medallion?
That
Yeah,
was me.
there was nothing important in Eastern for me.
See,
I did a humbug. I did a humbug. There's nothing important there except Quake.
Oh yeah, it's exactly the same.
We had another practice. I think it was Retros at 2C and Humbug, and yeah, Humbug told 2C there was nothing important in a particular location, and it was Quake, which was needed for Turtle Rock entrance. So yeah, I did a Humbug and told Mike there was nothing important in Eastern. Until he was like, "Where's the Quake?" And I was like, "Ah."
Yeah, and I was like,
It's an
it's
Eastern.
fine as long as it doesn't lock the float. It feels okay. But here we are.
Yeah. It would have been easier with the float, but I was like, yeah, it's Turtle Rock, and then I was like, yeah, float's in here too. So yeah, that was that just slipped in my mind, honestly. I mean, luckily it was the first chest; it wasn't too deep in, but yeah, that was me forgetting to tell him.
So when is game number 2?
Thursday at
And
3 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, is it the same setup? Are we going 2C and wired again, or how's it going?
Well, Mike's switching out for Zen on our side,
Okay.
and I think Kerrabell's coming in for Wiki.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So slight change. 2C and I have beef. That's why we were in the same race twice.
Sure.
Yeah. Whenever they go together, feels bad, man.
Yeah, I know.
Just think of this okay game as Mike's birthday present.
Yeah, exactly. Happy
That,
birthday.
that's what I asked for yesterday. Just let me win tomorrow. And Tuesday is such a nice guy. I didn't expect it, but thank you. So that's cool. Yeah, it's fun regardless of
Sure.
outcome.
Yeah, this seed was a lot of fun. Esmar, do you got any questions for the teams here?
No, I think you got it covered. I mean, GG's, it was a great race.
Yeah, GG's to both teams. Good luck on the rest of the season. It's one loss for OK Game, but we're literally just getting started. You got a ways to go. Last Locationeers showing why they're included in the Invitational now. Knocking out the big guns with 2C and WireWiki over here. But again, still a long season, just getting things started. So good luck. Good luck to both teams in the next race. Good luck in the rest of the league season.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck, everyone.
Yeah, good luck to you too. And we'll see you Thursday.
Yep.
Wow, too. Don't sound so excited. Wow.
Yay, let's go.
That feels fear. Does that feel that felt false? Did that feel
It felt false. It did feel
felt
false.
Mm-hmm. I feel I'm almost hurt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna redeem a good seat for you to play. Don't worry.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Don't put go mode in right side Pyramid Fairy chest again, and we will all be happy.
Yeah, I will not promise a pet seat. Don't worry.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Scottish loves this pet seeds. That's her motto. Gotta love the pet seeds.
I would like to report bullying occurring live.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks so much for the restream and commentating, Fear and Esmar. That's really cool. I'm gonna watch this later. It's gonna be fun. Hope everyone watching had fun too.
We had a lot of fun. I want to shout out our trackers again today, Slowpoke and BSJ. Huge shout outs to them for tracking for us. Really appreciate that. Cassidy Moan for doing the setup for us. Esmar, thanks for doing comms with me today. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as we said, this is the start of the League Season 5, and we've got plenty more coming. I think we've got a couple more coming at you today.
Yep, I got the schedule up. Yeah, we've got at 4:10 Eastern. We have Triple Crown Fiesta versus the Eastern Skippers. That's Tedo and Scholzer versus Shady Force and Zelge. Do not want to miss that one. That's here on SpeedGaming. At 5:10, we have Bolas Azules versus Talrumis. That's at 5:10 on SpeedGaming 2. Infinity and Pagog versus Oops All Foxes at 7:10 on this channel. And then to finish up the night at 8:40, we've got 2 Pearl, 2 Furious versus the Leftovers Forever. And that's on Speed Gaming 5 at 8:40. At 9:10, we've got Be Gone Pot versus He Came From on Speed Gaming 4. So a ton of invitational action. We actually have some stuff over on the open as well. We've got at 3:40, Every Day is Mad Rat Monday. I gotta learn some of these team names versus Cursed Seed Investigators. Cursed Seed Investigators : Hyrule. I guess that's their team name. That's going to be over on the league channel, the ALTTPR League. So you can check that out as well. I think that's going to do it for us here. Again, GG's to all our runners and the teams. Good luck in the future. Thanks to everyone for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.